Welcome to the radiator lesson. You have a radiator that's been removed from a vehicle, cleaned, colour-coded and sectionalised for instructional purposes. This being the top of the radiator, the bottom of the radiator, the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the radiator. In the previous lessons we have covered the radiator filler cap and PVRV. This will be located here at the top of the radiator, where we would fill and top up the radiator itself. Beneath this we have the header tank. The object of the header tank is to direct the coolant and fluid, which will be a 50-50 mix along the top of the radiator, so it can be directed into the radiator itself, and this becomes more apparent in the action phase of the lesson. Moving down from the header tank then we have the radiator matrix, or sometimes known as a core. The object of the radiator matrix is to allow coolant to pass from the top of the radiator through to the bottom of the radiator, and it does this via the vanes inside the radiator. And here we have a section cut away which shows where the water would travel down. Also in between the vanes we have fins. The object of the fins is to direct the heat from the vanes so it can be caught by the air and transferred away from the radiator. Again, this becomes more apparent in the action phase. At the bottom of the radiator we have the bottom tank. The object of the bottom tank is to collect the coolant mixture, 50-50 mix of coolant and water, and direct it onto the outlet. And here we say we have the outlet. The object of the outlet is to pass the coolant mixture out to its next component. Point to note, the actual inlet into the radiator would normally be situated in the top left hand corner, however this one's been cut away for instructional purposes. Okay then, how the radiator works. Hot coolant would come into the radiator header tank and be channeled along the top of the radiator by the header tank. The hot coolant would then come in contact with the vanes, which run from top to bottom all the way through the radiator. As the hot coolant moves down through the vanes, the heat is passed to the fins. As the vehicle is moving, the air will come in through the fins, taking away any excess heat. If the vehicle is stationary, a fan fitted to the back of the radiator would cause air to pass through the radiator. As the heat is extracted from the fins and vanes, the cool coolant gathers in the bottom of the radiator and passed on to the coolant radiator outlet. Thank you for listening to the action of the radiator.